Hey guys, what's up? DJ George here with DJ Decade, our returning champion. What's up, Decade?
What is up, buddy?
All right, pretty good, man. Enjoying the start of the week and getting some gigs lined up for the following month, which is, holidays start coming in and all that good stuff.
Yeah,
So,
man. My October and November is pretty
book,
full already.
yeah.
So I'm getting my October is pretty much booked. November I got a few open dates left, and so it's getting busy.
All right, great, great. Tell me what you got, man. I heard you have something on your mind today.
Well, yeah, I mean, we discussed earlier, like a couple weeks ago, I think on the last podcast we did, about being different, and my difference is that I play different remixes or edits that most DJs don't play or people don't hear. So that's my pretty much signature of when I DJ. I pretty much play remixes and mashups pretty much throughout the whole day or night event whatever I'm playing at.
Okay.
So this Sunday I was at a restaurant DJing. Not gonna say the name, but anyway, I was at a restaurant DJing and everybody was vibing to it, this and that. Then I had one person come to me and say, I noticed you're playing, remix after remix after remix, and I see that some people are into it, some people aren't, but some people don't know the remixes, and you're losing the people.
Okay.
I'm like thinking to myself, I'm losing the people, but when they hear the vocals, they know the song. It might have a different intro or different beat behind it, but it's still the same song, whether it's, Cyndi Lauper or Avicii or Calvin Harris or, Charlie Puth or Drake. It's the same vocals, the same lyrics people know.
Right.
So he's like, why do you play remix after remix after remix? He says you should break it up into monotony, break out to monotony and play original, then play a remix or a redrum, but don't play remix, 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 remix the whole time.
Got it.
And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, well, I appreciate your feedback and you're noticing what people are reacting to, what people aren't to, and you're also reacting to certain things, obviously, because you did wouldn't come out to me if you weren't.
Right.
Um, so I was like, that's what makes me sound different,
Right.
as far as me playing these different edits and remixes, redrums, mashups, whatever it
Okay.
is. And I'm not talking about playing, banging, EDM redrums at this restaurant either. I'm playing, cool remixes like X mixes and funky mixes, ulti mixes, some Crooked Clan stuff, whatever. But I'm not banging, 130s, bang all night long. That's not what I'm doing. I'm creating a cool vibe and a cool atmosphere, and people are bobbing their heads, people are grooving to it. So he was like, "Your song selection is amazing.
Got it.
Your song selection is great. Your song selection is amazing, but try not to play remix after remix after remix, the whole time."
Right. So he wanted you to basically break it up a little bit or play more of the original beats and not the remix versions.
Correct.
Okay.
What do you think? How do you feel about that? I mean,
Well, I mean, I've heard you mix before, and I know you play remixes. You don't play too much of the original cut. And the
correct.
remix you do play are redrums, very lightly modified, not super modified. So, I mean, they're great. I enjoy it when you're playing. Because you know me, I play more of the original cut of the song or a rebeat or maybe a remix, but normally I play the originals.
Right.
Um, and for a restaurant, depending on the vibe, was it nighttime, daytime?
Daytime. It was
Daytime.
daytime.
So it was a
It was a
brunch.
brunch.
So it was a brunch.
Correct.
Now, were you playing like newer music or are you playing older? Is it an older crowd? What age range was it?
I'd say from 20s
Average,
to
average.
20s to about 40s.
Okay.
And I played new stuff. I played old stuff.
Yeah.
Old stuff like I played some Al Green. I played some Marvin Gaye. I played some Prince.
Right.
I played some Journey. I played
All right. So you played some classic bangers that people know and recognize. You know what?
correct.
I've heard you play. I wouldn't change anything. Don't listen to whoever told you that. As long as you're not playing EDM at the middle of brunch, if it's more of a family oriented thing, you're doing great, man. I wouldn't change anything. That guy, for some unknown reason, that guy wants to hear originals. The only thing I would add is, just make sure that when you're mixing out, don't leave the instrumental part. So always hit them with vocals, constantly vocals. That way they can sing the songs. If they know the songs, they don't have to wait, a couple of minutes or a couple of bars before they hear
Right.
the songs. Other than
That
that,
they're
man,
familiar with, right?
yeah, you're playing good. Don't worry about it. That
No,
guy's,
because I even
yeah,
play, I even played Latin. I mean, I played all
gotcha.
styles of music. Rock. I played Latin. I played hip hop. I
Did
played,
the managers
top
like it?
40.
Did the managers like it?
The general manager, who I really thought didn't like me,
Okay.
came up to me that at the end of the day he said, and I'm gonna quote this verbatim.
Okay.
He said, "Fucking phenomenal job."
Wow.
Fucking phenomenal set. Fucking grabbed my hand, fucking shook my hand. It was like fucking phenomenal. Like I blew him away, I guess.
Right.
So like he was really really happy. So for that alone, for because he doesn't really speak to me or anybody else really there.
Right.
He's a manager, so he's just doing his job. But for him to come up to me, I was very happy to hear that he was happy with what I did.
Yeah, like I said, don't change anything. Continue what you're doing. You're doing great. Um, just leave that one alone. That's what I would say. Because
Leave that alone.
yeah, leave that one alone because I don't think there's anything to change on that.
But
Um,
what about playing like remixes like how I'd play like for like weddings or private parties? What do you feel about that? Do you feel I'm wrong there too?
no, 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 and that's one of those things where this is another one that we were going to do a different topic on. So this is going to be kind of part two of what we were originally talking about.
Hey, sorry.
No problem. Uh, Mailman's coming or something. Pizza delivery.
No, nobody's here. There's
Oh.
nobody here. He's just barking. I don't know why.
Um, yeah, the other thing I was gonna say is like for since you have your style and your style is playing hits, remixes, and upbeat music, never down tempo, never anything off kilter that's gonna like clear the floor. Then for weddings and things like that, usually people want to hear originals. But then again, if you're playing original or all bangers at a
Mm-hmm.
wedding, then
Right.
you're no different than anybody else because everybody else is playing the same thing anyway. Unless you're motivating the crowd or something like that you're doing something different, then that's okay. But I don't know, man. Stick to your style. Stick to your style, and that's it. I have my style, and I do my weddings my way.
Right.
And bride and grooms ask, hey, what do you want, this and that, whatever, or they tell me how they want things laid out, or
Mhm.
um, but since I've been doing less and less weddings, now they're coming referred. So it's somebody that's heard me before or somebody that's referred them to me and or they've seen me perform and they like the style and they hire me for that. So um, leave it the way it is. I have my style and
Mhm.
which I'm not going to go into. Some people find it controversial or whatever, but
I
whatever.
don't find it. I think your style's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
I love your style. I think it's great.
But
And like I'll tell you, like I did a corporate event for another company,
okay,
another DJ company, last week,
got it.
and it was 460 people for a hospital. And I played. He didn't want me to play any like during dinner time. He wanted to play all upbeat stuff. No Frank Sinatra.
Good, good. That's my
No stuff.
style, by the way.
He wanted me to play all upbeat
Yeah,
stuff. So
yeah,
and I did.
yeah.
And then when people danced, I played upbeat, but I played my style.
Right,
And dance floor was packed all night long.
right,
I had
and
nobody complained. They were
right.
happy.
Let me add something to that that you mentioned during cocktail, not cocktail, but during dinner. Depending on the event, if it's a younger generation, I always tell my brides and grooms, or even any type of event, let's keep the music upbeat. Like for example, I am not going to take a wedding that they tell me to play jazzy and Frank Sinatra during dinner. I'm not doing it. That's not me. I'm not going to be
Right.
there. I don't want to see that event because I know that's going to be that traditional bride and groom found a bridal book that says the
Yep.
DJ must play Frank Sinatra during dinner. I don't want
Right.
that.
Or even cocktails
Or
sometimes. Yeah.
well, cocktail's a little
Right.
different, and I
Right.
play different music for cocktail as well.
Correct. Yeah. Right.
But going back to what I was saying, um, keep it upbeat. I like to keep it a little bit upbeat. Throw in some classics in the reception. Sorry,
Right.
in the dinner time. So kind of like
Hmm.
get them going and go
Right.
from there. Some DJs do what's called like kind of like they throw in a little bit of classic disco. They'll throw in a little
Hmm.
bit classic hip hop. They'll throw in different little bits to see
Right.
and see if people are moving to it or grooving to it. But we all know as professional DJs, um, you know, I hate to say it, but if you stick to those cheesy wedding style songs that everybody knows, uh, then you're good. You know, if you want to play it safe, if you want to play it
Right.
different, then you can go and do it a different way, which is playing newer music, newer cuts, different artists that are not on the radio, um,
Hmm.
and go from there. And that's what I do. I play old, new, but I throw in a lot of music that people have never heard, and I like it that way because
Right.
if they come up to me and say, "Hey, could you play something we know?" Great for you, man. Great for you. You know, go ahead and do your thing. This is my style. I don't want to be the norm. I want to be different, just like you are. I don't want to be
Right.
um, put together with the rest of the thousands of DJs here in South Florida playing the same exact bangers nonstop. Don't want to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And I'll tell you a funny story of talking about playing music people don't know. This was probably before Finesse came out.
Okay.
Okay. Well, it just came out, but it wasn't really popular. It wasn't really big on the radio like it did when it was finally like became big. I played it, and people looked at me like, I don't know this song. Like, what are you playing? Like, change it. I was
Right.
like, I said this is gonna be a hit. Watch.
Right.
And sooner or later, it became a hit, and
Right.
like everyone's like,
It's
can you
funny.
play finesse? Can you play finesse?
It's funny because I remember grabbing Finesse, the original Finesse from
Mhm.
Bruno Mars without Cardi B in it. And it
Right.
was a cool song, but then when
Yeah.
they remixed it, I
Hmm.
played it. I remember, I believe I had to download it. I had a really bad copy of it because there was no remixes or anything like that. I don't remember where I found it. It might have been YouTube. Which I typically don't download from there unless it's 100% necessary that I have to
Right.
download it. But I might have gotten it from there,
Hmm.
and it was brand new. I mean, it was literally days old, and I
Right.
loved it. And I was playing it, and people weren't reacting to it,
Yes,
you
I
know.
know.
And a week later, forget about it,
Yep,
and all
everyone
hell
wanted to hear
broke
it.
loose. Right?
And then when I played the version without Cardi B, they're like, "Where's Cardi B?"
Oh yeah, yeah,
I'm like, "I played the wrong version. I'm sorry."
right. Yeah, I played the original.
Yeah. So it's like, it's like people look at you weird when they don't know the song. They look at you like, and they do this,
Oh yeah, yeah,
they do that,
yeah.
or
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Meaning change it. Right. I
yeah, I'm
usually
like,
just point at the bar.
yeah,
I just go, oh, the bar's over there. You know.
yeah.
But
It's
hey.
weird though. I mean, how people like because back in the day when people used to go out to a party or a club or a wedding, whatever, it was like people got into all the music. I mean, they would get dance, they would have a great time. They
Yeah,
didn't
but it's
care what.
different. It's different now. It's
Yeah,
different
but
now
they
because
didn't care back then
right
what you were
now the
playing.
audience is the one telling the DJ basically what to play, and
Yep.
that's known fact. That's the way it is. The DJs are no longer the de facto of looking for new music. So
Correct.
DJs are definitely not breaking in new music. It's not happening unless you're, a megastar DJ. But you
Like
can't
me.
you can't right. Like you that's right. Like DJ Deck. Hey, well, you are a returning champion. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I do break new music, dude. I do
I
play
know you
shit
do.
people don't
I know you
people
do.
I do play stuff people don't know or people have never heard.
That's why I go
So yeah.
listen to you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the very few DJs that I go visit when they play is DJ Decade because he's always
Yeah.
cutting edge. He's always playing new stuff, and like I said, the vibe is good. Either he's playing a slow, 105 hip hop type thing, or he's going to, bangers and good remixes and good dance. The vibe is good, and what I've noticed that nobody, I think I've only seen one person come up to you asking to change or not change it, but requesting a song. Usually they
Yeah.
don't
I think
come up
one
to you.
person, yeah. Yeah, no.
Yeah, they just don't. They're jamming because they're vibing to
Yeah,
what vibe you're giving them, which is good.
exactly. But I hate when I'm at an event and they do this.
Yeah, yeah, it
I'm
happens.
like
It happens.
you got a full dance floor. Do you want me to change it?
Yeah.
No. I'm
Yeah,
not changing it.
I'll tell you one day one of my rants of a party thing where they told me to change the music because they wanted to hear something specific, and
Right.
I knew it was gonna. Well, I guess I can tell you.
Say it.
Well, anyway, this is gonna be one of my rants or my. It was a corporate holiday party,
Hmm.
and it's a company that I've worked for many times, and the funny thing is that we had a fallout because I had broken my leg or my tendon, and I was going to surgery the very next day. Okay, so I was in pain,
Right.
and in a way, I told somebody, you know, go screw themselves,
Right.
privately, and apparently that person was someone related to the higher ups.
Okay.
So for 2 years, I didn't work for that company
Oh wow.
because
Okay.
they didn't want me. Uh, then 3 years passed. When the third year came in, they called me up and they said, "Hey, we want you to come spin for us." And I said, what was the change? He goes, "Well, we've hired two other DJs for the two other corporate events every year, and they're horrible." I
Hmm.
said, "Well, it's probably not that they were bad. It's probably you were used to me, and you
Right.
have to understand I was in pain, and I was going to surgery the very next day, and I wasn't taking shit from nobody.
Right.
I had my dance floor full, and I wanted to keep it full.
Hmm.
So this one lady comes up to me, and there's another part to the story which I'm not going to say because it will
That's
offend
fine.
other
Right.
people, so I can't really say that part of it.
Right. Of course. Okay.
This lady comes up to me, and the dance floor is full. I mean, it
Hmm.
is full to the top.
Right.
Everybody's there. She goes, and I know this crowd. Okay, she goes, "I want
Hmm.
you to play XYZ from whoever," and it was a country song, but it was one of those country songs where it wasn't a banger country song. It was a just a
Like a slow
no,
country
just
song.
just
Yeah.
a song that it was
Right.
okay, but it wasn't anything that's gonna keep my people dancing.
Gotcha.
So I said, "Listen, is there any possible way I can play something different? Because if I play that one song, it's gonna clear my dance floor." Now
Hmm.
we all know that telling that to somebody, it goes in one ear, out the other one. They're gonna say, "You know what? Play it anyway because I want to hear it."
Right.
So that person leaves and brings back their partner because obviously I didn't play the song. I said I wasn't going to play because it's wrong. So that
Right.
person comes back 5 minutes later, brings their partner,
Mhm.
and that person says, "Oh, you're not playing the song?" I said, "Well, I explained to this person that I can't play it because it's the wrong song. I can play something else. I just can't play that." "Well, you play it because everyone's going to dance to it." I said, "Listen, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna bet you $100." And I got $100 from my pocket. I took it out. I put it on top of my deck, and I
Mhm.
said, if I lose half of the people that are on the dance floor right now, we have a bet. I'm gonna give you the $100. Or I mean, if you clear my dance floor, you owe me $100.
Right. Right.
And they looked at me like I was joking, but I was not joking. So they go out, and I sure enough, as soon as that one song finished, I played their song.
Mhm.
Dance floor cleared out. I
Of
mean, it
course.
cleared out. There was five
Mhm.
people. They were there. The two persons were there, and like another three or four. Let's say there was 10
Right.
people on the dance floor.
Mhm.
So I get on the mic and I said, "Hey, I think I want to bet." Right, and then people are looking at me because I'm always on the mic, so they're
Right.
reacting, and they look at me like they're confused. What are you talking about? So I point to the girl or to the person. I said, "Hey, we have a bet, and I won. Right, so
Mhm.
let's do it." And that person just totally ignored me. And then I'm like, I said, "Okay, you want to ignore me? Fine." So I just straight out said, "See what happens? Didn't I tell you it was going to clear the dance floor?" Now, I know a lot of people are going to tell me, George, you shouldn't do that. You know, it's not professional. Hey, you know what? It happens.
Exactly.
When you know you're right, it I was right for a reason. And um it's just one of those things where, you know, the client's just very, very picky. And then what I meant by the client, party goers, because it wasn't the physical client.
Right,
If
right.
the person that was cutting my check actually said it, then yeah, it's whatever they want. You want me to clear the dance floor? I'll be more than glad to clear the dance floor for you. No problem.
Hmm. Right.
So anyway, that's my rant, and I think we're
Well, I mean, it sort of
yeah.
goes as far as, the one venue that I was at, that won't ever hire me again. Um, you were there as well. I'm not gonna say the
No, don't
venue,
say
but
the name.
no, I'm not.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a holiday party last year,
No, yeah.
and they asked me to DJ at the party. I said no problem. So I DJed the party, and I was only given, just DJ.
Yeah, that's it.
I was
That's your job.
what I was told to do, just a DJ.
Yeah.
I didn't have to get on the mic. I didn't have to MC. I didn't have to say anything. They
And
were gonna take care of all that.
you didn't have to bring your PA system either. All you did was plug into their speaker system. They had that
Correct.
there. Right.
Right. Right. So I didn't have to get on the microphone. They told me just DJ. I
Right.
said okay. They just play upbeat music, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I did my job, DJ'd, and then at the next day, I hear from the client, well, they didn't like you.
Right.
Like, what do you mean they didn't like me? I said the dance floor was full. I got pictures from George to prove it.
Right.
That dance floor was packed the whole night long.
Right. We got video
They
on
didn't
it.
like you. Why didn't they like me? I wasn't interactive enough.
Right.
Well, if you would have told me to be interactive, I would have done that.
Right.
But you didn't tell me I needed to be on the microphone and this and that. So I lost that job
Right.
and whatever. But it's like,
Yeah.
it's like if a company is gonna hire a entertainer
Mm-hmm.
or a DJ, then give them all the details.
Right.
Listen, they want you to be on the mic. You got to be interactive. You got to be, hosting. You got to be XYZ.
Right.
At least tell them the details. Don't say just DJ.
Right. Now it
And then
and you're right. Now it and you're right. They got upset because you did an MC. You didn't
right,
motivate the crowd, but there was no
I didn't need
reason.
to.
There was no reason for you to motivate the crowd because people were
They
already
were dancing.
dancing. So, you
Exactly.
know, you talking on the mic is just adding, you know, more fuel to the fire, which was already great, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So you know, again, my thought from that is that I've learned from the many events that I've do. I always learn every time I do an event. I learn something new.
Hmm.
Is not just ask what the client wants. Like, oh, you want music, and you what type of music, or what's the age group, or what do you know? Oh, you want lights? Okay, great. No, ask what their objectives are for the DJ. Ask them, what do you want the DJ to do?
Hmm.
You know, that way they say, oh, well, I want the DJ to dress as a clown and jump around, you know. Yeah, they do. They ask, you know, they request stupid things. But
Yeah, but I don't think the third party that was involved
no,
that
no, no, I
booked
know.
me
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was
got
different.
was gonna do all that, and so it's coming from them to him, then to me.
Right.
So it's probably lost in
Yeah,
translation, whatever they
it
wanted.
was a third party event. So
Right.
you only got the information of show up at 7 o'clock and DJ and call it a day. I got it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that happens, but you know, ask clients what their objectives are. That way, you know exactly what they want. You
Right.
know, um, and we're professionals. We can adjust. You know, how many times have you had an event where they say, "Oh yeah, it's just gonna be a couple of my friends here, and we're just gonna hear background music. So you know, just play whatever you want, and
Right.
or play, I don't know, play classic rock." And then you
Hmm.
get there and you're playing classic rock and nobody's having a great time, nobody's doing anything, and then you switch it up, and then the party starts, getting good because
Yep.
the client itself
They don't know
really
what they want.
don't,
They don't know what they
yeah, they
want.
don't know. And you as
No.
a professional that's been doing a lot of events know what the clients are looking for, or the party goers are looking for.
And talking about classic rock is a funny story about to this that I did a bike night like 2.5 months ago at a brewery
Yeah,
in Miami.
yeah,
And I'm like, first of all, it's a brewery in Miami. Okay. It's a bikers, and you want me to play classic rock the whole night long?
that's not happening.
Okay, so they were like, yeah, classic
Yeah.
rock on it. That's what
Oh,
they said.
only that's it.
That's all they want me to play.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
I get there, set up, start playing, and I'm playing classic rock.
Right.
And I try to switch it up. The guy who's in charge of the bike night runs over to me. What are you doing? Like, what do you mean? He goes, no, we don't want to hear this. We want to hear classic rock.
Wow.
So it was classic rock all night long for 4 hours.
Wow.
No, not nothing else. Just classic rock. I was like, you're in Miami. You're bikers.
So
You
did
want to hear classic
anybody come
rock
up
all
to
night
you
long?
and request something different?
No. I just
Oh,
tried to switch it up to see what would
but
happen.
nobody came up and say, "Hey, play reggaeton." Or no.
No,
Hey, well,
no.
you know what? If you played rock, that's what he wanted. Nobody came up to you. Call it a success.
No, I did, but it's funny that
Yeah.
you're in Miami in a brewery in Miami. I'm
In
talking like
Miami, yeah.
in Little
Right,
Haiti,
right. Yeah.
okay? And
It,
you want to hear rock, classic
classic
rock? I
rock.
mean, back of
Yeah, because they
like
associate it was probably like a classic like Harley Davidsons and those type of bikes,
yeah,
Indians
but I mean, these
victories and
guys weren't old. I mean, these guys were
they weren't in Pocket Rocket.
no crotch rockets.
Crotch
No, they weren't
rockets.
crotch rockets. No,
Yeah.
they were Harleys. Yeah, they were all Harleys.
Right. Yeah, so yeah, they
Yeah,
like their rock.
yeah, but I mean, the bike nights I've done at at the other venue in Fort
Yeah.
Lauderdale, when I've did them before, I played hip hop, I played pop, I played
Yeah.
EDM, I played rock. I mean, I played everything, and
Yeah.
I never had an issue. But it was classic rock all night long for 4 hours. I'm like, really?
Yeah, those
Like
Pocket
you could
Rockets, I did Broward Sports Broward Motors.
Brad
Yeah. A
Motorsports.
couple of
Hmm.
I did almost for like half a year, a little bit over half a year. Every Thursdays I think it was.
Hmm.
And yeah, we played hip hop, man.
Yeah.
They loved all the classics, new stuff, everything. But
Yep.
rock, I don't think I
No.
played a single rock song. I mean, as rock as it can get is gonna get with hip hop would be Run DMC. That's
Right.
about it.
Yeah. Walk this way.
Right.
Yeah.
That's about it. Other than
Or Kick or
other
Rock.
than right, right, right.
Yeah.
Other than that, forget about it. All right,
You didn't play Don't Stop Believing?
well, you have any last sayings here because we got 3 more minutes left.
Yeah. I'm gonna say my top tracks right now that I'm playing would have to be Money in the Grave by Drake and Rick Ross. It would have to be my God. Now I lost my
Yeah, you
thought.
gotta go. You gotta go
Oh,
look at your playlist.
no, now I lost my train of thought. Money in the Grave. Oh my God. Cut this part.
No,
Cut this
there's no
part out.
editing here, buddy.
All right, well I
This
forgot.
is almost live. All right.
I know
Well,
I knew what I was gonna say, now I
yeah,
lost it.
the Rick Ross album's not bad, so I've been
Yeah, it's
checking
not
it out.
bad. But Drake makes hits, man. I mean, that guy makes
Absolutely,
hits.
absolutely. All right, we're gonna wrap this up because we don't want to jump into another topic, and I'm sure
No.
we will have more of Decade, and we will speak more about the DJ industry here. I know we have a coming up partnerships with South Florida DJ Association. They're gonna do a couple of shows with us, and they have a lot of topics to talk about. So I'm sure that we're gonna all collaborate and speak and help out the fellow DJs here in South Florida. So DJ Decade, thanks once again for joining us here at the DJ Talk Show. I have so many
Wiki, wiki,
wiki.
wiki.
I have so many podcasts that I forget the name of the shows already.
Yeah, I know, right?
So I might slip up one day and say the wrong thing. And
Sorry, it's all good.
so thank you for joining us.
I know what it is.
Thank you for joining us, and it is a wrap. Enjoy, guys.